Hi everyone, it's Erin. Today I'm going to give you 5 things to master in your first year of piano lessons that will ensure you're learning everything as quickly and easily as possible. Let's get going. Learning an instrument can be really daunting for beginners. There's a lot to think about at the same time. Your hands are playing at the same time, you've got multiple fingers, you're reading music, sometimes even your feet are involved. And it can feel pretty overwhelming. So, if you can focus on just these 5 things, on mastering them in that first year of piano lessons, then I can guarantee in that year you're going to be able to play the music that you want. Number 1, note positions and names. Number 2, note values. Number 3, fingering. Number 4, sight reading. And number 5, musical terms and symbols. Number 1 is note names and positions. A really important place to start. There are 7 note names that you need to know: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. You need to know not just where they are on the piano, but where they are on the music staff. So my favorite way to practice this is with an app called Note Rush. It's essentially just flashcards, so you can use those at home too if you want and make a game with it. But this will show you a single flashcard, and as quickly as you can, you have to identify the right note and play it on the piano. So the app can hear if you're playing the right or wrong note, and it gives you points. You can get faster and better, and it's a really fun way to make sure you can read music quickly. Number 2 is note values. This is what makes up the basic rhythm of a song. In music, each note is written slightly differently so we know how long or short to hold that note. It can turn something like this into something like this. Completely changes the sound, right? So my favorite way to practice this that I tell all my students is to count out loud. You may have seen me mouthing a little bit while I played to keep that rhythm really precise and clear. And the more you count out loud, the easier it's going to be for you to really nail those rhythms on the piano. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I start by counting off first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It keeps it precise, and if you can practice this at home, your songs are going to sound really amazing right from the beginning. Number 3 is fingering. In piano, each finger is given a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now in your music, you'll see these numbers above your notes to tell you which finger to put on which note. By following those fingerings, it's going to help you play as effortlessly and easy as possible. So they're really important to follow. And my favorite way to practice fingerings is by picking your favorite colored pencil. I let each of my students pick out one and write in their fingering. If it's not already written in the music, it's so helpful, especially if you're a beginner, to write in that fingering just to make it easier for your brain and hands to connect and play the right thing at the right time. Number 4 is sight reading. Sight reading is when you can sit down at the piano, look at your music, and you read it like a book and play at the same time. You don't have to practice. Doesn't that sound fun? To be able to sit down and play whatever you want? So this is an important skill. It helps you learn music quickly and get to the music you want to play faster. Now, my favorite and most effective way to do this, to practice this, is just by sight reading. The way to get good at sight reading is by sight reading. Now that might sound a little bit confusing. I do dive into this deeper on a different video that you can go check out if you want step-by-step instructions on how to sight read. But the more you sit down and try to play through an entire section of music without stopping, the easier it's going to be to gain that skill. Number 5 is musical terms and symbols. Now, if you know how to play the notes, you know which fingers to use, that's all great. But without the musical terms and symbols, we can kind of sound like robots. This is what makes music sound like music, right? And I'm going to go through 10 that I think you should learn, and then I'll show you my favorite resource on how to practice them. Basic dynamics. Piano. which is soft. Forte, which is loud. Mezzo forte, which is medium loud. Mezzo piano, which is medium soft. Bass clef, that's anything below middle C with that left hand. Treble clef is the stuff above middle C. Usually you're going to use your right hand. A flat. This is put in front of any note and it means 1/2 step down from that note. Opposite of that would be a sharp. If you see this in front of a note, it means to play 1/2 step higher. A fermata. When you see this over a note, you get to hold it as long as you want. And finally, a repeat sign. This means you've got to go back and repeat the passage that you just played. My favorite way to practice these musical terms and symbols is a fun resource from makingmusicfun.net called Flash Frog. So this is an awesome set of flashcards that you can download and print at home, and then you cut them out and it comes in a matching set. So for example, from the terms we just learned, we have piano, the symbol for piano on the frog, and over here, the matching definition, which is soft. So you can use these as regular flashcards, or even more fun, you can turn it into a memory game. It's a great time, and you can find the link in the description. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any ideas of videos you'd like us to make, please leave it in the comments, and we'll see you next time.